Good morning, lovely people. Cole's drying off the boat because it was raining a lot yesterday, if you watched the previous vlog. And he is getting the boat prepped to leave this morning bright and early. So he's doing the stern gland there, where he twists a little knob and it greases it, and starting the engine, so that the loud noise you can hear is the heater plugs, because it's a diesel engine. Put the tiller on and warm the engine up. Undo the mooring lines and take the chains out, which you shouldn't forget because they're costly when you have to keep replacing them, Carl. Good lad. So if you wonder why Carl doesn't come on here a lot, you might see him a little bit in this vlog. He's a little bit shy. So am I. I'm a little bit shy as well, believe it or not. So yeah, that's all done. Gives it a little kick. I'm in the boat getting the inside of the boat sorted out. And off we go. So yeah, bright and early this morning. Beautiful weather. Just like we'd hoped, and it's early, so it's nice and cool, and we're off towards Hillmorton Locks. We left Brinklow Marina yesterday in that awful weather, if you saw the vlog, and we managed to get through Rugby before mooring up.
In our finest, walking the walk. Imagine what we could do.
Today we're going to go through Hillmorton Locks and then down to Braunston, and then we're going to head off down the Grand Union Canal a little bit, and then back onto the South Oxford Canal to Napton on the hill. And there's a pub that Carl wants to visit there, so that is the reason we're going down there, and it'll be a new water for us. So I hope you join us and come along on this little journey. And we're going to do some exploring once we do get to Napton. And we're going to get the electric bikes out. So we're now at Hillmorton. And these are the first locks. There's two locks side by side, as you can see. And Cole's doing the locks. I'm driving the boat this morning. There are three locks going up through Hillmorton, and there's a nice little wharf here apparently, but it's very early in the morning, so there isn't any mooring either between the locks really. Good morning. It's a bit different weather than it was yesterday. Off nice and early. It's 8 o'clock. We're already through the first lock, so we set off about 7:10. Something like that. No wind, and it's dry. It was blue sky when we first woke up. Woke up about 6 o'clock in the morning, but we was in bed early. Needed some sleep, I think. So I'm just bobbing about, and Cole's gone to empty the toilet. We usually set off with empty ones, but for some reason we haven't done this time. I don't know where Carl's gone now. I've just seen him up ahead. Hang on a minute. I'm not sure if he's lost. It's been a while. Well, there he is. Can you see him just walking that way?
Cafe opens at 10. or wide angle. There. Pity we're coming through here so early. Look at that. Tony's Trains of Rugby. Oh, there's all Pico stuff in there. Model railway shop. Oh. Compost toilets. That's where they're from. They are wharf buildings. Blacksmith shop. Oh, it's worth stopping it for a bit. Pity there's no visitor moorings really. You right there? Kath? You right there?
I'm just floating about. Does look a very interesting place to visit. And as you saw, Carl had a little walk round while I was sat minding the boat. Look at this old Austin. I think it's an Austin. So, yeah, we're up to locks number 2 now. And it's on a weird bend. So Carl's gone to do the lock. And I'm on the wrong side because obviously the other locks was empty. So I've got a challenge on now to get the boat across. When I started driving the boat, when we first bought Emerald, I wasn't always very accurate with my steering, let's say, when we was doing manoeuvres, turning around, etc. So this is a big challenge for me. See if I can get it in without touching the sides. Hillmorton locks are the officially the busiest locks on the canal system at 9,958 lockages, which means that it emptied and filled last year, according to what I found out. But it's very quiet this morning, early in the morning.
Didn't even touch the side. Yeah.
It is really rewarding. I know it's not windy today. It'd probably be a different story if it was, but it probably would be for everybody. So yeah, it is good to improve your skills in whatever you do. And we've just got one more lock now, and then we're lock free for the rest of the day until we get to Napton anyway.
Good visitor mooring. It's nice. Yeah, Royal Oak, look at old signage there. Is it still called Royal Oak?
Looks like it.
It's called the Waterside. It was called the Royal Oak. Wet docks here.
This is a funny angle, that Narrowboat.
It's ready to launch.
Hope he doesn't let go just as we go past.
Very slowly.
That looks a bit damaged. So Cole's referring to the Dawncraft there. And when you've owned something like a Dawncraft, you're like, oh, I used to have one of those. That chipboard up there. It looks like they're doing a lot of work on that building. Them chalk markings are where it's had a survey. On that springer there, look. It looks like it must be a big renovation. There's a lot of rubble about, isn't there? We're now coming past Hillmorton Wharf Marina. And I've seen all these marinas and think, oh, we could stay there. Getting your boat out of your area for a while is quite nice. Although probably wouldn't leave it for so long out of our area. We did miss it, being close by. So this looks interesting. I like to get information about areas that we go through. But there isn't a lot, there's just businesses here. So, don't know. We're out into the countryside again now. Although, you know, even going through towns and suburbs, apart from quite a lot of graffiti and obviously been a bit built up, it's still pretty.
It doesn't look like there was never an entrance here to a marina.
There'd be a bit of a hint, wouldn't there, that there used to be an opening. According to the Nicholson's guide, where we've just gone past, it says there's a marina there. There's no marina there. Anyway, yeah, look at these moorings on the left hand side, private moorings. Looks like they've got their own plot of land. Ideal. It'd be perfect, wouldn't it? You'd have a big shed and somewhere to do whatever you want to do. Looks like there's an old vintage vehicle there. Look at that giraffe. Giraffe seat in the tree. And then we see this coming along. Wow, beautiful. It's been restored beautifully. Wow. This boat is called Corolla. 71 feet long and it was built in 1935 as a working boat for the Grand Union Canal Carrying Company. It was built by Harland and Wolff. That's how you say it. Actually, where I work, we make Corolla cars. Can you guess where I work? The boat is called Carina. It was built in 1935 as well. So look at this, there's always something interesting on the canals. There's a motorbike on the front of that one, amongst other things. They're strange windows, aren't they? And of course you're in the middle of beautiful countryside and sometimes towns. Convoy. Now we've got a flotilla of boats, a fleet of boats, what do you call them? Oh yeah. One. So they're coming one after another now. I don't know if one of them is going slowly. Are they just following each other? Are they together? I don't know. Two. I'm learning to count. Do you think people have different interpretations of slowly? Because narrowboating is slow. Really? I'm guessing our interpretation is slow is about the same as everybody else's because it's not very often we catch people and we don't get caught up too often. Oh yeah. So I think we must do the average slow. Morning. We're now coming past Dunchurch Pools, which is a very nice marina, not far away from Braunston. And it's got a lovely big entrance.
Where they're going. That's a good massive entrance there, isn't it?
Here we have another historic working boat. She was built in 1936 for the Grand Union Carrying Company, as it says on the side, and her name is Stanton. She was built by W.J. Harwood, and she's 72 feet long. It's lovely to see these old boats, and Stanton attends many shows, so keep an eye out for her. If he goes to shows, that is. So we're now heading down towards Braunston. We're not far away, and as you can see in the distance, you can just see the church and the steeple in the distance. So if we can, we're going to moor up, but if not, we intend to visit Braunston on the way back towards where we're going. So it does look quite busy. And this looks a little bit tight, and that boat looks moored up quite loosely on the left. We're now approaching Braunston Junction. So we made it here. I was hoping to have made it here yesterday, but never mind. Doesn't matter, we're not in a rush. And there's 3 bridges that go over this junction. So you can turn right or left, and it makes it easier, if you can see. So we came down here a few weeks ago, and of course it was raining, and there is an example of a boat turning left from the other direction, whereas we're turning right. So we came to Midland Chandler's, which is just behind me. So while we was there, obviously we did a recce. So off we go, turning right. So this is a little bit of a detour from the Leicester Ring. We're now on the Grand Union Canal. So welcome to the Grand Union Canal. See what it's like up here. I do apologise. Sometimes I just have these like moments.
We're on new water.
And that's Carl on the radio. He's quite excited about it. We're on new water. We've never been on this water before. Look at all these pretty flowers. Oh. For saying we're really close to Braunston Junction, it looks very overgrown up this little bit. We're going to look for somewhere to moor up and have some breakfast or brunch. It's late morning now. And this boat, don't know what he's doing. It's ended up in a gorse bush. That boat did, not us. Fun and games on the canals of the UK. It's amazing how nature takes over though. I mean, I'm not sure whether this should be all overgrown, and it was in camouflage, but yeah, it's definitely a bit overgrown just there. And then you come to this and it's all very nice. I said it wasn't going to rain. So we've spotted a spot behind a wide beam, and it's just started to rain. It's not supposed to rain today. So we're getting moored up, and yeah, I think it's just going to be a little shower because the weather did say it wasn't going to rain, and I do believe the weather. So yeah, we'll just stop for a little while now. And as I'm eating my lunch, look at that. What is that? That looks a bit spooky. So off we go again. So we've had lunch now, and we're heading off towards Napton Junction. Look at this big wide beam. And it's going to be sunny in a bit. Back in wide beam country. So that means there's broad locks.
it was. It says something like that on the map.
You can see it. The old line.
And coming up here, it is very pretty. I love it when there's open countryside and you're not moored amongst other boats and you've got trees on both sides. But it's all beautiful anyway, but it's just my preference. So we're minding our own business and then, you know, just going amongst the beautiful countryside and taking it all in. And then, as we're going along, all of a sudden, in a minute, can you see it coming the other way? We do an emergency stop, which usually means we go across the canal. And yeah, there's a massive wide beam coming, and we would not fit along there if we carried on. That is huge. These wide beams inside are magnificent. I mean, they're just like a house or a flat or an apartment, but they're beautiful. But on the canals, as they're going along, eek! Looks like a normal narrowboat from here. But you cause a kerfuffle, don't you, everywhere you go? You cause a kerfuffle. No problem. You're bigger than us. Look at that going through that bridge hole.
That's as big as that's it.
That is bonkers. I think I'd need a camera at the front of that to make sure that was going right, in the right way, through these gaps. A normal narrowboat.
Is it? Cheers.
Pip. Thanks. Where is he? So the lovely gentleman on that boat that just went past warned us of another boat. And as you're coming around these corners, you're like creeping around thinking, ooh, but then I think, ooh, ducks. So I go to the front and keep an eye out. But we've not seen him yet. I mean, he could have moored up, I don't know. But you're on tender hooks and ready for it, ready for the boat coming the other way, which it came the other way. I was in a straight line.
I've seen that boat before.
That wasn't a problem. It's when you're going through bridge holes or blind corners. And then there's another narrowboat. There's lots of narrowboats. So we are in peak season in August. So there's Warwick, Braunston, Oxford. And this is Wigram's Turn Waterside and Marina. And I thought it was Wigwam. That is where the Grand Union Canal carries on. And we're back on the Oxford Canal again. And this is the South Oxford Canal. And it takes you to Oxford. So if you and that is the hill at Napton. It's got nothing on the hills where we live. So this is Napton Marina. Ooh. It's about the same size as our marina. Those clouds look a little bit threatening, don't they? like that's not going to be sunny, but we shall see. Napton Narrowboats is a very big hire company, and we're quite shocked to see there's quite a few boats in. I thought all the boats was on the canals going along today, but I suppose they do have different turnover days and people changing, because it is about lunchtime, so these have probably come in this morning and then getting ready to go out again at night, or in the afternoon should I say. So these are dry docks, or the wet docks, sorry.
Where they hire the narrowboats. That's a big boat, isn't it? Aurora.
Still in, surprisingly.
So here's the windmill on top of the hill at Napton on the hill. And we're going to have a look at that, hopefully. So we're going to moor up now. We've found a mooring just before the winding hole at Napton. So it means we haven't got to go through any more locks today. So we're going to have a look at the pub where Carl wants to go. And he wants to show me this pub because it's pretty special. This is the start of the Napton flight of locks, which are narrow locks this way, and it's lovely and sunny. So the weather forecast was right. If you go that way, it takes you up to Napton, and if you turn right, you go to the Folly, and quite excited to go there. This is the Folly. It used to be called the Bull and Butcher, and guess what? It's closed. That's the reason we've come up this section of the canal. We do also want to visit the cidery, so hopefully that's open tomorrow. And Carl really did want to come and visit this pub, so he's very disappointed. And it's also closed tomorrow because it's closed on a Monday. So if you're coming this way, the Folly closes early on a Sunday and it's closed all day on Monday. And there's an old telephone box here, look. And it's just as it was left.
Wow.
And that's how we used to find out how to get in touch with people many years ago. So there's names, addresses and telephone number in those books. There's so much for data protection. And these random toilets just outside.
Is it like a TARDIS? Probably. Do you go in there and it's massive?
Just tickle me. Probably wouldn't anybody else. And we've now decided, we went in the potting shed, which is a little bar next door to the Folly. We're going to stay here until Tuesday.
Pub shut. Come here to go to the pub. Shut. It's not even open tomorrow.
So we're going to watch the sunset and going to have a nice relaxing evening. And in the next vlog we're going to explore on the electric bikes, and then we're going to go to the pub and we'll be leaving for Braunston again. And if you've made it to the end, thank you. And I hope you've enjoyed it.
Bye.